Now let's get on as I explain something to you. So make sure you follow up with this video. You'll be having some deep insights and knowledge into the system of 4-9JA and high-low. Now for today's video, from ID 38, we'll be going on lows. I will explain the reason why shortly. As I've told you, whenever you come into the system of 4-9JA, you have what? 3 systems you need to follow to analyze it. First of all, come over to your statistics and check if you are to play high or low, or at the meantime, there is no signal. So at this stage now, we have to play low. Good, that's number 1. Number 2 now, as I did state, from ID 38, we'll be playing low. Now, number 2 is you should be able to read what is currently happening here. And to read that, you need to know what is momentum. I've said all this in my previous videos when it concerns high-low. Momentum, slack, balance, rebalance, and change in delivery. You need to know what all this means. Now, look at this. We had 2 lows, followed by 4 highs, followed by 2 lows, followed by 2 highs. So what can you see here? Do we have momentum? Yes, anything above 3 is considered momentum. So this is what? Momentum. How about what? Okay, let's do this. Momentum, slack, balance, rebalance, change in delivery. You do get. So momentum, this is it. So checked out momentum. How about slack? Now after momentum, if you see another outcome appear 2 times and more, it is considered a slack. Check out on slack. How about balance, rebalance? Balance, rebalance is something like this. 1 of high, 1 of low. After 1 of low, 1 of high. So we don't have it. So balance, rebalance does not exist. How about change of delivery? That is what is most important here now. Change of delivery is when you have the equal amount of both highs and lows. Like in this case now, 2 low, 2 high. Following 2 high, we can get ourselves 2 low. That is what a change in delivery means, which means that a change in delivery continuation can happen after 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows, up until the structure is broken. That's the reason why I told you that from ID 38, go on 2 low, because we can be in a system of change in delivery. 2 lows followed by 2 highs followed by 2 lows. So there is confluence to the fact that we are going in for low on what? On the statistical panel. So statistical panel tells us to go in for low. That's number 1. Number 2, when you read this, you have the what? Knowledge that after what? Balance and what? After momentum, I mean momentum and slack, you can go in for what? Balance, rebalance. Or you have what? The change in delivery followed by what? Momentum. So as I've explained here severally on YouTube, there are 9 systems we use as what? Prediction models towards what can happen next on the high-low. Number 1 is after momentum, you get what? Slack, you get balance, rebalance. You have what? Momentum, you have balance, rebalance, and momentum. You have what? Change in delivery, balance, rebalance, and what? Momentum. So I've explained this severally that there are 9 systems. We make use of 6, and on YouTube I will only talk about 3 because the rest are available for those who are subscribed to the system. So let's refresh this now from ID 38. Let's see what we have. So this is it, ID 38 here. So guess what happened here? 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows. Get that idea? 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows. This is a classic what? Change in delivery. Here, after that, we got ourselves a high-low. So change in delivery, number 1. Balance, rebalance. The next thing you get is what? Momentum. So as I told you, lows now is the eligible option here. So first of all, we got ourselves 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows. Good. Change in delivery. So put that a change in delivery. We had a low followed by a high followed by a low. Could be a low followed by a high, or 2 lows. But one major thing is, according to our setup model, after change in delivery, which we've gotten here, you then go in for what? Balance, rebalance, which we've gotten here. 1 low, 1 high, 1 low. The next thing is what? Momentum. But there is still another setup after this. As I told you, there are 6 setups, but I'm only going to be stating what? 3 over here on YouTube. So there's a high chance that we should be going into momentum following the setup I've actually released, and we are actually seeing such a thing. So change in delivery, balance, rebalance, and we could see low, low, or low, high, low. But from ID 38 we started till ID what? 47, which is a total of 10 draws. I've always stated, don't play anything more than 10 draws. 10 draws is okay. 15 draws is quite much. But with 10 draws, you can get yourself 45% to 60% what? profit. So you don't need to go as high as 15, 20 draws. No, 10 draws is much more than enough. Now get this. Let's refresh and see how far. So from ID 38, we have ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 lows and 2 highs. So 4 out of 6 so far. And our target is what? 6 to 7 out of 10. So let's watch how we would perform by what? ID 47 while I keep on explaining. Now, as I've told you, you should be able to always read what is here. Reading this is quite simple. You just need to be able to call out what is what? Momentum. You need to call out what is what? Balance, rebalance, balance, rebalance. There cannot be slack without what? Momentum. So for you to see a slack, it must always what? Be preceded by momentum. There is nothing like slack without momentum. So let's just simply read this. If you look at this very simply now, 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows. Change in delivery. Balanced. A high followed by a low high. If you look at this as a total fraction, as a new fraction, there is nothing here. There is no occurrence that is up to 3, so no momentum. And without momentum, you can't get slack. Balance, rebalance, yes. Low, high, and low. It has ended here. After this low, you got another low. That's not a balance, rebalance. Momentum you did not have because an option must have up to 3 occurrences to be tagged as momentum. Change in delivery, we saw it what? Rather down here. So that is the idea. So this is it. We are in the section of what? Balance, rebalance. Balance, rebalance, balance. If you get another low, rebalance. So let's see. From ID 38, we have ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7. So 5 out of what? 7. Or rather 8. Right? Yes, 5 out of 8. So as I told you, all we need is 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 to get ourselves what? 45%. If you get 6 out of 10, you get yourself around 45% win. Then if you get yourself 7 out of 10, you get yourself 60% win. So that is it. So imagine you actually do start in the morning with a capital of 30,000. Then a few hours later, you are on 3 gameplays for the day. Let's say first 45%, and you are likely using a staking plan, definitely, and you're also using risk management. So 10,000 naira for every single session. So first game 4,500. Now you have yourself 34.5. If you divide it into 3, that should be something like 11,000 for 11.5, 11.6. You understand? So second one, you got yourself 5,000. Third one 6,000. So at the end of the day, now you are almost on 20,000 naira profit. That is like 65% to 70% of whatever you started with for the day. So the idea here is to make sure that you what? Analyze the system properly for no loss. Because if you make a loss, one single loss, looking at the fact that you make 45% to 60% per session, one loss is actually going to take out so much from what? Your winnings. So you don't want as much as anything more than one loss in every 3 games. One loss in every 3 games, you can actually break even. One loss in 4 games, you get yourself what? Profit. So whatever you're doing, make sure that you get into the gameplay at a point whereby you are going to what? It's just 10 minutes. All you need for 10 minutes is your option. Let's say you are on lows. Let high not appear up to 3 times in a row. Not more than 3 times. That is the only tax. That means out of 10 like this, let there be no point whereby you get high, 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 and high. Once you can avoid that, you are having yourself a good gameplay. So the major thing is to learn how the pattern combination could actually what? Dictate that for you. So let's go on. We went from ID 38 here to ID 47. So low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is what? A 45% win. Let's calculate it with 1,000 naira staked in. So 1,000 naira here, you go in for what? 2 odds. High low is 2 odds. So plus 1,000 whenever you make a win, plus 1,000. As you know, after every loss, you go in for what? A recovery. And that recovery now, according to what I've explained, will give you what? 500, not 1,000. 500. There is a staking plan for it. Every fresh win 1,000. Every recovery 500. Recovery 500. Then 47 minus 1,000. So 1,000, 2,000, 2,5, 3,5, 3,5, 4,5. Then the last game you actually want to get to lose. So a 45% in this given stage now That was what you would have gotten. So from 47, you lost this. And as I've always stated, whenever you get to lose the final before you step out, go for the next. So finally from 35, won this 4,000. So the major thing is, if you get to lose your 10th gameplay, which in this case is ID 47, go in for a recovery. Most of the time it will come in at the next one. Then once it comes in, end your gameplay. That's why I stated 10 to 15 gameplays. If it does not come in at the next, flow in for the next. So if we still get a high here, that's 2 highs in a row, go in now for what? A recovery here. That's the idea. So at the end of the day, you are left, if you do not lose your last game, you are left with what? 4-5. If you win what? 6 out of 10, and 6,000, or 5-5 if you do win what? 7 out of 10. Rather 6,000 if you do win what? 7 out of 10, not 5-5, 6,000. So that is it right about there, and we'll be ending this gameplay here. So you can see first 2 highs in a row just by entering at the right time. And what was our entry? We saw ourselves on a what? Momentum. We followed it with a slack, then a change in delivery. So momentum, slack, change in delivery, followed by what? Balance, rebalance. Idea. So that is it. Momentum, slack, then the combination got ourselves what? A change in delivery. And after that, straight in for balance to balance. So as I've always told you, change in delivery, balance, rebalance, and after that what? Momentum. So likely after here we will be getting high highs, so many highs, because we've gotten change in delivery below here. 2 lows, 2 highs, 2 lows. We went in for the balance, rebalance. So likely we should start seeing highs, highs, highs. And so you can see 3 highs. We are going into momentum for highs. Do you get the idea? That is why whenever you see a setting, and that is why the rule there exists, don't exceed 10 gameplays, 11 gameplays. Because according to the setting of what? Each setups, whenever you see a particular setup, there's a high chance that it's not actually going to exceed. You see that max screen that we can occupy. It's what it always takes before it makes a change. So whenever you see that change in delivery, you see balance, rebalance, it might just exist for like 7, 10, 12 gameplays. Momentum comes in. So this is momentum here. So whenever I'm telling you change in delivery, balance, rebalance, momentum, you've experienced it here. So if we were still playing, we wanted to go up to 15. This is it. We've lost it out. So 10 gameplays is actually a structure for how to go, because change in delivery occurred, you saw that. Balance, rebalance occurred, you saw that. Following it now, we are going in for momentum. So momentum will not always go according to what you want. Majorly when you look at it, I told you that here we have low. But if you check into the statistics, you find out that what? The setting of low, I will not enter the statistics because I'm not explaining that to those who are not on my mentorship or the VIP. The settings of low here now has a probability less than 60%. Now, whenever you come over to what your high-low statistics, you would go on to the 24 hours, make your analysis, go on to the 100 draws, make your analysis. Then you know the percentage chance of a gameplay occurring. If you're looking in for a low, there are times you come in, you see up to 90% chance that it will occur. Right now, we have less than 60% chance of a low. That means what will happen is the fact that we will go through the whole high, high, high. There's a reason for that. You know, there's always the short-term analysis and the long-term analysis. So for the short term, high is actually dominating. On the long term, low is actually going to dominate. So this is it here, dominance. Highs have taken over the whole screen. This is the reason why you don't want to push in. You want to play 15 gameplays, 20 gameplays. Sometimes you can even just play 5. You can play 6. But as I did tell you, the structure is 10. There is a reason why it is 10. You understand me? There's a reason why it is 10. So we've gotten our first break here. Now, what can happen? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. You see 1 low, you see 2 lows, you might see 3, 4, 5. You understand me? So it's just a rotation. That's just how the system is. It's not that much complicated. Trust me. If you decide that all you want to do is just once you come in, you see a setup, you just tap on 5 gameplays like this and you leave. Trust me, you can get yourself a situation whereby in a day, you can play up to 30 times, 30 games. Like you come on, you just play 5. You win like 3 out of 5. Winning like 3 out of 5, if you have 2 recoveries at the earlier stage, you can get yourself like 3,000 naira. You do that 30 times a day. Do you get the logic? 2,000 is the minimum you will get in what? 3 out of 5. 2,000 is the minimum. So you just Understand the idea. That's just it.